Today's regular meeting of the Woburn City Council for February 17th, 2026. Before the meeting begins, if you could please silence your cell phones and note that this meeting is being recorded. And for those able, if you could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Councilor Amara.
Present.
Councilor Demers.
Present.
Councilor Dillon.
Present.
Councilor DeAmbro.
Present.
Councilor Ferrillo.
Present.
Councilor Mercer Bruin.
Present.
Councilor Papalato.
Present.
Councilor Viola.
Present.
President Toro.
Present.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that Diane J. Stifler be named Clerk of the City Council Pro Tem in the absence of the Clerk of the City Council.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Clerk of City Council Pro Tem. To act in this capacity. For the purpose of the City Council meeting of February 17th, 2026. And do hereby promise to act in accordance
And do hereby promise to act in accordance
with statutes and ordinances to the best of my ability.
to statutes and ordinances to the best of my ability.
Make a motion to dispense with the reading of the previous meeting's journal and approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under Mayor's Communications this evening, we have an order relative to Woburn Municipal Code Title VI as amended about allowance of dogs on city property. Make a motion that that order be referred to the Committee on Ordinance, Charter, and Rules.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under new petitions, we have a petition by the City of Woburn for a special permit under the 1985 Woburn zoning ordinances for a skateboard park at Shamrock Elementary School. I'll make a motion that that matter be referred to a public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
This time, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to take the following request for executive session from the Communications and Reports out of order.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under Communications and Reports, there's a request for executive session by the city solicitor regarding Joe Capello, trustee of the Freedom Realty Trust, versus City of Woburn Civil Docket Number 2018 CV 02187. City Council may go into executive session under Massachusetts General Law to discuss the strategy relative to the pending litigation in the matter. Communication was received by City Solicitor Salvati about the pending matter, asking for an executive session. I'll make a motion that the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The City Council needs to go into executive session and declare that if an open meeting was held on this matter, this may have a detrimental effect of the bargaining or litigating position of the City Council.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session under General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy relative to the pending litigation in the matter of Joe Capello, trustee of the Freedom Realty Trust versus the City of Woburn, civil docket number 2018 CV 02187. And that the chair having declared that if an open meeting was held on the matter that may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the City Council by roll call.
Councilor Amara.
Yes.
Need a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. By roll call.
Councilor Amara.
Aye.
Councilor Demers.
Aye.
Councilor Dillon.
Aye.
Councilor DeAmbro.
Aye.
Councilor Ferrillo.
Aye.
Councilor Mercer Bruin.
Aye.
Councilor Papalato.
Aye.
Councilor Viola.
Aye.
President Toro.
Aye. Motion passes. The City Council will reconvene in open session following the discussion of this matter. At 7:21, City Council has returned to chambers. Okay. During executive session of the City Council, a motion was made to accept legal paperwork. No other vote was taken.
Make a motion to return to the regular order of business.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to return to the regular order of business. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Under public hearings, for the first item under public hearings, on the petition by N-Star Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy by grant of location to install 114 feet of conduit in Winter Road. A communication dated January 26 was received by Jay Duran, Superintendent of Public Works. I'll make a motion that the communications received made part of the permanent record.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Hi, Jackie.
Good afternoon.
Eversource would like to install 114 feet of conduit in Winter Road. This is to provide electric service to 3 new single-family lots on Winter Road.
Okay. Council
Jackie,
Demers?
you're okay with Jay's
Yep.
memo and the conditions outlined therein?
I have it in the folder.
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Anyone here like to speak on this matter, please step forward. Seeing no one,
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that the grant of location be approved, subject to the conditions as outlined by the DPW Superintendent memo.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Next item on the agenda is a petition from Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for a grant of location to attach a small cell antenna and supporting equipment to existing utility pole number 16-17 at 155 New Boston Street. Public hearing has been open. Structural analysis report dated January 23rd was received from Colin Robinson, site acquisition consultant. Further communication dated January 29, 2026 was received by Jay Duran, Superintendent of Woburn Public Works. Make a motion that the communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good evening,
How are you,
Council-
sir?
Good evening, Council President, members of the board. Sean Conway, I'm here with Verizon Wireless. Our petition here is to install a small cell antenna to an existing utility pole. The antenna is about 24 inches tall, 15 inches in diameter. It'll be connected to a load center about 3 feet below it. Then some remote radio heads that are 40 inches wide and about 42 inches in length.
Council Demers?
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir, you're aware of the memo that DPW Superintendent Jay Duran wrote on this and attached conditions?
Yes.
So Verizon's fine with those?
We can work to, it's not just Verizon that is attached to that utility pole, but we'll
Okay.
work with the other people that are attached to it to get it fixed so we can get that pole out of the ground there.
Great. I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. If anyone is here that would like to speak on this matter, please step forward. Seeing no one,
Make a motion the public hearing be closed.
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that the grant of location be approved, subject to the conditions as outlined by the DPW Superintendent memo.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all set.
For both of them?
Yes.
Oh, we have a second
We
one.
didn't take
got
them
the other one.
collectively.
I'm sorry. On my list.
One more.
Did I skip one?
Page 2.
There it is. On a petition by Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for a grant of location to attach a small cell antenna supporting equipment to an existing utility pole number 594-2 on Rath Road at 14 Industrial Way. Public hearing had been open. A structural analysis report was dated January 23rd, 2026, was received from Colin Robinson, site acquisition consultant. Further communication was dated January 29th, 2026, was received by from Jay Duran, the Superintendent of Woburn Public Works. I'll make a motion that communications are received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Council President, members of the board. Sean Conway here with Verizon Wireless. And again, we're looking to install a small cell antenna and remote radio heads to an existing utility pole. The antenna is the same size as the last one, about 24 inches tall, 15 inches in diameter, connected to a remote radio head lower on the pole, and a bracket about 40 inches wide and 42 inches in length, a load center, and a meter on the existing utility pole.
From the chair, just curious, can you just explain to just the public
Sure.
what these are for?
Yeah, so we add small cell antennas into our network. They're for Verizon Wireless customers. We put them in areas where we have lack of coverage or capacity issues. So sometimes it's just to fill a coverage gap. Sometimes it's to fill an area where there's a lot of congestion, a lot of people are gathering. So that small cell can now take care of all that traffic in that area, and our larger site can kind of spread its signal around more than dealing with just that traffic area.
Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here that would like to speak on this matter, please step forward. Seeing no one.
Make a motion the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that the grant of location be approved subject to the conditions as outlined by the DPW superintendent memo.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Now you're done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a petition by Aaron Banker, 108 Arlington Road, Woburn, for a special permit under the Woburn zoning ordinances, section 5.156, to build an accessory structure greater than 900 square feet with garage doors more than 8 feet in height at 108 Arlington Road. Communication dated January 29, 2026, was received by John Cashel, Planning Director. Make a motion that the communication be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Further communication dated January 30th, 2026 was received from Thomas C. Quinn, Building Commissioner, regarding the 108 Arlington Road special permit. Further communication dated February 9th, 2026 was received from Attorney Giuliano relative to the petition. And then a further communication was received by John Cashel, Planning Director. I'll make a motion that all the said communications be also received and made part of the permanent
Second.
record.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Attorney Giuliano.
Mr. President, how are you, councilors? For the record, Attorney James Giuliano, Giuliano Law Group, 607 Main Street, here in Woburn, on behalf of the petitioner, Aaron Banker, who is here tonight with us in case the council does have any questions. The special permit petition is pursuant to Section 5.1.56 to allow the raising of the existing structure that's located on the back of the primary structure, the construction of a new structure containing garage and an ADU. So just to be clear, the petition in front of the council is pursuant to 5.1.56 for over 8-foot garage doors only tonight. The home was built circa 1940, located in the R2 zoning district. The petitioner also had to apply for a special permit with the Board of Appeals under Section 7.3 of our ordinance. That hearing is tomorrow, so we will be requesting a continuance tonight. Request we go to committee, button up everything, and come to the March 3rd meeting where we will propose to close. And again, just to clarify, we are discussing just the, under 5.156, the 8-foot garage door. My client is proposing a 10-foot garage door. The petitioner bought the house in August of 2025. He's a carpenter, he's a car enthusiast, first time in Woburn, hopes to be here for a long time. His plan is to start slowly fixing the property up. That starts with the garage that is there now. If you've been by the property, it's severely dilapidated, structurally unsound. Councilor Mara, I want to thank you too for the site visit. I think he was able to see that the garage is in great disrepair at this point. So his intent is to raise that and construct a new garage with an ADU upstairs. So again, with the increased door height, this allows my client to put his truck with his racks in the garage. Again, he's a car enthusiast, allows a lift. If the council remembers, we did a similar application at 68 Arlington Road about a year ago. Same thing, I think we know that it's prominent on Arlington Road. Those houses have a lot of carriage houses, a lot of garages that sort of fit in with those Victorian style houses. This one is no different. So we are aware of the department comments, specifically of Commissioner Quinn, which we acknowledge, conditioned basically that the exterior lighting will ensure that there is no impact on the neighbors. We will put something in the conditions. I'll work with Councilor Amaro on that, perhaps maybe gooseneck lighting or something that won't be sort of protruding into the neighbor's yard. I will also, speaking of the neighbor, I will be submitting for the record at the next hearing, or at the committee meeting actually, a letter in favor with the neighbor that's directly to the right, who is closest to the proposed structure, so. And then obviously a condition that we're willing to put in as well, pursuant to Commissioner Quinn's letter, is to make sure that the trucks, the vehicles that will be on site, we'll make sure they're registered in Woburn. We'll make sure they're no more than 2 tons in one commercial vehicle. So that is all perfectly fine. We have no intention of going above and beyond what's in the regulations. So. The Planning Director, Cashel, I think we mentioned that the application, after clarification, is just for the garage doors over 8 feet pursuant to 5.1.56. We're not asking for an ADU or anything else that's above 900 square feet. And I think that's put in the record with the plans in my application. So that being said, again, I mentioned we have Board of Appeals tomorrow night under Section 7.3. We're hoping to get approval. We are requesting a continuance. We are requesting to get put on committee meeting at the next meeting and come back on March 3rd. So based on that, certainly answer any questions that the council has.
Council DeMambro?
Attorney Giuliano, I'm looking at the schematics that you have on the garage. I understand the 10-foot door being he's going to have a commercial vehicle. I'm assuming some sort of a van or a pickup truck with ladder racks on the top. But my question is, when I look at the prints, and I'm not sure what page this is on, there's 3 outlined vehicles inside the garage, and it shows the separate entrance going upstairs. The center vehicle looks like there's a lift. Is he proposing to put a lift in that garage on the center unit?
That is considered, yes. I mean, so the structure that we're proposing, as shown on the plans, will be actually below the height of an accessory structure, let alone an ADU. So the plan is to obviously elevate the ceilings so that he can put, a 7-8 foot lift and get the car above so we can stick another car underneath if that is what he chooses. But just to reiterate, the height of the accessory structure is below what the ordinance, I get the ADU section 35, but it is going to be below the height requirement. The ADU requirement under section 35 and 760 CMR 71 obviously says that the height of an accessory of an ADU can be the height of the primary. We're not even getting to, that height at all. We're below the height of the ordinance. So the whole structure as a whole will be below that. So, but yes, that is the intent.
And just so we're clear, and I have to ask the question. I mean, I hope he's not going to run an auto mechanic shop out of there or anything like that to that degree. I don't think that's the case, and I understand it, and I have seen that there are lifts where gentlemen that collect cars and people that collect cars, they can park underneath and they have the unit up above, or the vehicle up above. It just concerned me because I did see it on the schematic, and I said, there's a lift.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to confirm with you that it's just for storage purposes only.
There will be no business being operated out of that, and I think, I knew this question would come up, and we are ready to put a condition in there, similar to what we did on 68. I think we did a similar condition that there's no automotive business or anything. My client, just like on 68, is an enthusiast. He's going to be working on his own cars only, and that's the extent of it.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Council DeWirs?
So I think, I don't know, was it 68 Arlington Road, or was it the one on the west side in Councilor Viola's ward?
It was,
Both.
yeah, both.
Okay.
I did
So I think-
68, that's
I
why I
think-
know. but-
Okay, so that one might be a good template in terms of, because I know Councilor Viola did a lot to make sure that the neighbors would be protected from any noise after hours and so forth, and the petitioner at that point was very open to working with that to preserve the quality of life in his neighborhood, so I think that would be a good jumping off point.
And that's a good point, and I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of those conditions were before the ADU section came out and on this whole ADU came out, and a lot of those some of them we will be pulling from that template from the west side, and that's where I actually got most of the conditions on 68. A lot of those have to do with somebody, habitability, which obviously will be taken out, but all the other conditions that are in those templates, I have full intention of putting those in there. I think there was noise within certain hours. I don't know if there was any lighting, but a lot of them were habitability and
Right.
making sure that no one was going to be living there. Obviously, this is not the case, but a lot of them will be taken from that. So
I think,
well pointed.
what's appealing to me with this type of a petition is moving a commercial vehicle out of a driveway, out of the line of sight, and putting it into a garage, so takes care of the aesthetic of the neighborhood. And I think whenever we get a petition where that's going to occur, I think we should be supporting it. But I also know that, want to make sure that the neighbors don't think you're moving an auto body or auto mechanic next door. But I doubt the petitioner's motive is that.
Don't even know if
We got to make sure we have everything tied up nice and tight on it. But I do appreciate the work that's already been done. Look forward to committee. Thank you, Mr. President.
Council Viola?
Thank you, Mr. President. Through the chair to Council Demers, who actually took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's the
I was
first thing I
gonna
thought of.
Speak about the, over on the west side, how we had the same thing come up. Was gonna bring up hours of operation, no commercial, shop being run out of there. But definitely think using the same template that we used over on the west side, that would be fine in my opinion.
My plan is to work with the council over the next week and get something ready for committee, and we can tweak it. But yeah, I think a lot of those will be taken from your petition and my last petition over at 68.
Council Dillon?
Thank you, President Toro. I have no problem with the 10-foot doors. Today's construction needs for people going out to work every day, these trucks and these different racks that they have are almost part of the everyday job that they need to do, and to have a homeowner be able to come home and park his truck, as Councilor Demers, out of sight, I think it's a win-win. I understand the original ordinance for the 8-foot doors because we didn't want people running businesses. That certainly doesn't sound like it's the case here, and I support this as well.
Thank you.
Council O'Mara?
Thank you, President Toro. Attorney Giuliano, thank you so much for setting up the walkthrough Saturday. Pleasure to meet Mr. Banker. I am in support of this project. As we discussed, and Councilor DeMambro said, no commercial activity. I will make that a condition. I would like to see a letter of support. I know we did discuss it. No other neighbors have reached out to me, so, and then I know we discussed, you're gonna move, this isn't going in the same spot, it's gonna go a little to the left, more behind the house.
Yes, that's correct. So right now, the structure is on the lot line and actually encroaches onto the neighbor's lot line. So we're going to be pushing it 2 feet away from the lot line. So we're actually improving the setback.
I'm sure the neighbor will be very happy with that as well.
I think it's safer. It's 2 feet, but it is safer in case something happens, so I agree.
Thank you.
Do you have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on this matter? Please step forward. Seeing no one.
Make a motion the public hearing be continued to the regular meeting of the City Council on March 3rd, and the matter be referred to a Committee on Special Permits.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
Attorney Giuliano.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a petition to determine whether the property located at 1 Winstead Avenue is a nuisance, as the term is used by the Mass General Law, Chapter 139, Section 1. We have a communication of photos that was received by Commissioner Quinn to accept. I'll make a motion that the communications be received and made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is the owner of 1 Winstead here, and would you like to speak? Maybe provide us with an update on things, if you wouldn't mind, sir.
Hi, my name's Kirk Post. Live at 1 Winstead Ave, Woburn, Mass. It's my house that burnt down. Since the last meeting, you guys have continued it forward to this meeting. You said you were going to request some documents in writing. I didn't receive any requests for any documents in writing. I have followed up with my adjuster and my attorney on that. Followed up with my adjuster every Monday. We were supposed to have information from the insurance company to settle it on last Monday. We did not receive that. I'm looking at my phone right now because I'm reading the text message from February 10th, which was Tuesday. It was the last update I have on it. He said they did not get back to me, referring to the insurance company. He said they're still reviewing it. And I also spoke with the attorney. The adjuster spoke with the attorney handling his name, which Tom had asked me earlier outside. The attorney's name was Brendan LeBabe. After the adjuster spoke with him, We don't have anything final on that yet. We're still waiting for a settlement from the insurance company, which I explained to Commissioner Quinn outside. Commissioner Quinn offered to help me out and try to see if we can help speed this up along. And I think Tom and myself are going to try and set up a conference call with the adjuster and the attorney, as Commissioner Quinn asked for me to jump on a conference call with the insurance adjuster, but I cannot do that where I do have an attorney and adjuster.
Council Mercer Bruin?
I'm really glad to see you're making some progress and that you're working with Commissioner Quinn. And it was a pleasure to meet you out in person earlier tonight. The best thing that could happen as we move forward is that you can get past this. That's what we all want for you. But could I ask just a small favor as you continue to work with Commissioner Quinn? There's still some debris. I know you cannot go inside the house. I think if I heard you correctly, the insurance company told you don't touch anything inside the house. Was that accurate, sir?
No, the insurance adjuster, as well as the attorney, counsel, has advised me not to touch anything on the property.
Okay. Do you have, could you send us a copy of that communication?
That was on a phone call, but I will be on a conference call with Commissioner Quinn and them as soon as we can set that up, and Tom can ask any questions at that time.
Okay, so I'll just make that.
I'm looking forward to wrapping this up.
I'm
more than
sure
anybody.
you
This is
are.
my nuisance.
Yeah.
My family and my kids are
Yeah,
looking forward
I'm
to go
sure you
home.
are. I'm sure you are. It's been a tough road, I'm sure. But it's been, a little tough for the neighbors as well. But I appreciate the fact that you are moving forward and working with Commissioner Quinn. But I will make it in a form of a motion that the City Council receive an update from tomorrow's communication with Commissioner Quinn, the petitioner, as well as, I think you said it's your lawyer.
Just to be clear, I can't speak for all those people, but tomorrow I will talk with them, and Tom can talk with them and try to get it set up as soon as possible.
Right.
At what time we can get, and they can get on a conference call. I don't have, I just
Right.
say that
So-
it's
so-
happening tomorrow.
Just so it's clear for everyone on what I'm asking for, if the council's not clear on it, I'm going to make a motion that we receive a communication from Commissioner Quinn on an update regarding that phone call that is scheduled for tomorrow.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to suspend the rules to allow Commissioner Quinn to speak.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner Quinn?
Good evening. Tom Quinn, Building Commissioner, City of Woburn. During the discussions about 45 minutes ago in the lobby with the property owner, we discussed setting up a conference call. I'm hopeful it will occur tomorrow, but I can't guarantee that. So what I would ask this council is, when that occurs, I will gladly update the council through the city clerk's office on the communications and where we are at. Since my conversations with you, Councilor Bruin, at 4:30 today, I did talk to Safety Insurance, the adjuster. So I am doing a follow-up with the adjuster tomorrow, and I did allude to Mr. Post on that piece of this equation. So we are working on the things, but one of the topics for the conversation, I'm going to be clear, is the mattresses that weren't there in December of '24 along the garage, and a few of the outside things to get the green light too. It's documented, we know what mattresses are, to get those things removed sooner than later. I mean, some of it right now is covered with snow, so we're going to work with that. But I do appreciate Mr. Post having a conversation with myself in the lobby before this meeting, and that's why I'm here tonight, to make sure we get this thing going on a good direction. I mean, it was unfortunate what had happened in November of '24. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm not speaking for anybody, but I don't think anybody would want to go through something like that.
Of course not.
There are insurance issues which we all recognize. There is a process that everybody has to go through. So is it a little bit longer than what it normally is? Yes, but there may be circumstances there that the city of Woburn is not aware of. But again, during the conference call, at some point within the next few days, we should have some of those things ironed out.
Okay.
So hopefully that gives you a little, put you at ease somewhat with this matter. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Commissioner Quinn.
Thank you, Commissioner
I'll
Quinn.
withdraw my previous motion.
I think some of the reason why it's taken longer than a normal insurance claim is because the insurance company denied the claim in the beginning. So we've had a claim that was completely denied, and Sloan and Walsh, Attorney Brendan Labia fought the insurance company and won it. So now we're back starting
excellent.
where anybody else would have been on day one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm glad to hear Commissioner Quinn agree that some of those things need to be moved, and I'll assume that that will be done. I do know there's a couple of neighbors here tonight. I don't know if they want to speak or not, but
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
aye.
Motion carries. Is anyone here that would like to speak on this matter? Please step forward.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing to our next meeting, first meeting in March.
On the motion.
I think,
If I may.
yeah, go ahead.
I have a note here from Clerk Higgins that in order for her to repost, which she would be required to, she's asking that we push it out to the first meeting in April,
Okay. I'll,
if that works for you.
absolutely.
Do you want to?
I'll restate my motion because I didn't have a second. So I'd make a motion that we schedule the next public hearing for the first meeting in April, please.
We have a motion and a second to schedule the public hearing for the first meeting in April, which is April 7th.
To continue as well.
Continue it, yeah.
And continue, I'm sorry, yes. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Next items on the agenda under committee reports. Liaison, on the order authorizing superintendent of school to submit a statement of interest to the Massachusetts School Board Authority for the Alta Vista Elementary School at 980 and a half Main Street. A committee report was received, ought to pass. Madam Clerk, I'm going to make a motion that we, in the minutes, we include the whole verbiage of the order. And then I'll also, and part of that motion also to adopt the committee report. So it's a two-part
Second.
motion.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item on the order authorizing the superintendent of school to submit a statement of interest to the Massachusetts School Board Authority for the Linscott Rumford School at 86 Elm Street. A committee report was received, ought to pass. Make a motion that the full body of the order is put into the minutes and that we adopt the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item under personnel. On the appointment of Amanda Harvey to the Woburn Planning Board, a committee report was received, ought to pass. I'll make a motion that the committee report be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is an order that the City Council regular meeting for March 17th, 2026 shall begin at 6 p.m. I'll make a motion that the order be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Seeing no other matters, Mr. President, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
What was that date?